Hello and welcome to the 2019 WCBN Sports production of the 2019 University of Michigan Women's Wolverines soccer versus Maryland Terrapins. I'm here alongside Adam Bressler, Evan Oesterle, and it is a gloomy Sunday afternoon, senior night, and Adam
At forward, number 7, Elizabeth Porch. On defense, number 9, Jalen Freemans. At midfield, number 16, Lauren Sefcik. At midfield, number 17, Malike Days. On defense, number 21, Julia New. On defense, number 22, Alexis Ogar. At midfield,
yes, it should be a fun game here, as the actually Maryland has never beaten the Wolverines in conference play, so looking to get their first win here, and of course the Wolverines are looking to prevent that on their senior night. Wolverines are currently ranked 3rd in conference. They've had some impressive wins against Washington State, number 13 earlier in the year, and number 23 Penn State. Those are some of their big ranked wins, but they're coming off a recent loss against 21 Rutgers, which puts them behind them in conference play. And they're just ready to get back on track and hopefully get a win for their seniors. Never thought I'd be cheering for the Spartans here, but it looks like that would be the best opportunity for these Lady Wolverines to get a higher seed in the upcoming Big Ten tournament. As they announced the starters here, Maryland starters come out and they're playing a relatively exciting hype-up video. Should hopefully get the Lady Wolverines excited to play today.
Let's meet the starting lineup for your Michigan Wolverines. But first, the goalkeeper, a junior from Laguna Beach, California, number 1.
Interesting. Or 2 times playing Maryland, that'd be interesting. It's hard to beat a team twice, so I'm intrigued to see how that game could go. Here they are announcing the starters. Number 2, Jade Riviera. Coming in at the midfield, we have Aaliyah Martin.
At midfield, the senior from Alamo, California, number 6, Brooke Seeley.
Brooke Seeley, a lot of California people on the team here. Obviously, maybe the warm weather helps them play outside, as they can play pretty much all times of the year. But also representative here on the Wolverines team, Ontario, Canada, Texas, Illinois, Arizona, pretty much a team from people from all over here.
Yeah, I'm curious why all these California players that come to Michigan. If I were from California, I'd probably choose to stay there.
Well, I am from California, and I'm not excited for this first snow of the year on Wednesday. So that's
is that what the forecast is predicting?
Forecast is predicting that.
Oh no. Yeah, it is the last home game of the season, so definitely a lot of seniors playing. Would be great to send them off with a win going into the Big Ten tournament next week.
Oh yeah. The Lady Wolverines are coached by head coach Jennifer Klein in her second year with a 21-13-2 record and a 12-7-2 record in conference. Obviously, it's not the best for the Wolverines, but currently they are ranked 16th in the nation, and it looks like they are definitely improving, as they just got one of their best recruiting classes ever. So exciting times here for University of Michigan women's soccer, and hopefully they could do well in the Big Ten tournament to close out a pretty spectacular year.
Yeah, head coach Klein, she began her first season 9-9-1, but so far she's doing great. This is her second season at head coach of the Wolverines. She's 12-4-1, which is great. Hopefully they can make that 13-4-1 after today.
Yeah, exciting times. And as the starters have been called out, the Wolverines are getting excited to play. Maryland has a pretty good task ahead of them, but just looking for a good game. Obviously, we want the Wolverines to pull out a win here, especially for their seniors, as they've gone through 4 years of just hard work and dedication to this program. So it'd be great to cap off their final game with a win.
Yeah, currently starting for the seniors, we got Brooke Saleli from Alamo, California. She's a senior and she's going to be starting. And additionally, we have, I believe she's actually the only senior starting, but definitely the seniors might come in off the bench.
Yeah, I could see a lot of substitutions today.
Absolutely.
In goal today, we have Hillary Beal, junior, out of Laguna Beach, California. Hoping to not allow any goals today, and hopefully that defense at the back can help her maybe keep a clean sheet today. That would be a great way to end the season, especially going into Big Ten Conference play where there are some goal scorers, or Big Ten Tournament play where there could be some goal scorers here.
And it looks like the teams are huddling up. Some last pep talk. So if you're the captain of either of these teams, what are you saying?
That's tough. Obviously, I think the message in Michigan's huddle should just be play for your seniors, right? It's their last game, and they've put in a lot of hard work and dedication to this program. And for the underclassmen, it would be great to send them out with a win. And for the seniors, just put everything they got out there. This could be, well, it won't be the last time they play on this field, but it'll be the last regular season. And it is senior night, so should be exciting and should be fun. As for Maryland, they got a pretty big task ahead of them. Obviously, coming in as the underdog, it's a little scary, but their captain should be able to just calm them down and hopefully just play the way they want to play.
Yeah, Maryland is 9-6-3 on the season overall and 5-4-1 in the Big Ten. They seem to have locked in their position as the 6th seed going into the tournament. So, regardless of this afternoon's outcome, they will be playing somewhere else at the quarterfinals.
And here we go, Hannah Blake with the opening kickoff. Wolverines just passing it around the back at the beginning. Just looking for something. Looks like they're playing maybe a 4-4-2 with Hannah Blake up top. Wolverines dominating possession early in the game. Turning it over there. A little bit of a scrum, but and out of bounds. Looks like it's going to be a throw-in for Maryland at the back. Maryland sends it long, just back to Aaliyah Martin, who controls it. Very big center back presence. Looking around. Maryland not really putting on any sort of pressure, pretty much letting Michigan play their way at the back. Probably more dangerous about behind, as a long ball there is picked up by Maryland as they maintain possession. Lost again there, and Michigan, the Wolverines have the ball back. Hawkinson, a little bit of dribbling there on the wing as they switch the field, and now Aaliyah Martin is carrying up the attack, playing it wide. Wolverines seem to have a little bit of good things going. See if they can get a cross in. They play it down the line. And it's going to be an offsides call. Just so far, Michigan looks like it's dominating the play. Obviously, it's very early into the game, but hopefully this can continue.
Yeah, that was a pretty clear offsides. Definitely respect Michigan for trying to make a move, though, early in the game. Take an early lead.
Header won there by Brooke Seeley as Michigan maintains possession again. See, a lot of the plays definitely running through Aaliyah Martin. She has been a huge presence on this team and extremely important for them to do well. As a long ball there goes out of play, and Maryland will retain possession.
Yeah, it seems like Michigan's controlling the time of possession today. Maryland has had a few drives, but quickly stopped by Michigan each time.
Michigan definitely seems to be applying the pressure here at the back, just not letting Maryland do anything. As the ball is sent down to Hillary Beal, Wolverines looking to build back up for the back here. Sydney Shepard on the ball. Passes it to Jade Riviera. Plays it across the field to Martin. Switching the field is doing really well here as the Wolverines have gotten repeated attacks down the line after going across the field.
And it looks like Michigan will get their first throw-in today, too.
Martin sends a ball down the wing. Great ball there. Let's see if they can maintain possession as Nikki Hernandez gets it. This could be good for the Wolverines here. Oh, and they little bit of a scrum in the middle, and it looks like it's going to be Maryland's ball after the ball is kicked out of play.
Yeah, so far, most of the possession has been on Maryland's half of the field. It's definitely a good sign if you're the Wolverines.
Doesn't even look like the Terrapins are actually trying to build up, but from the back at all either. As most of their balls are just have been sent forward by their center backs.
Yeah, it's tough to come out to Ann Arbor, last game of the season. It looks like a pretty packed crowd today, too, especially considering the temperature. I'm a bit surprised.
The lone striker for Maryland playing up top, Michaela Days, trying to be aggressive on the ball, but not getting very much support from her Terrapins as they are playing mainly back. Hopefully she can maybe stir up a counterattack for the Terrapins. Days on the ball here. Sends it forward, but no one there, and Riviera is going to go and let that ball go out as it will be Wolverines' possession here.
Yeah, 5 minutes into this game, nothing on the scoreboard. However, I would definitely say Michigan seems to be controlling the pace of play, controlling possession. Even when they don't have the ball, it seems like they're in control.
Ball in here. Down the wing for Hannah Blake, I believe. She whips it in. Oh. Faith Harper was trying to cut in and get on that, but nothing there. Well, luckily, the Wolverines maintain possession. Martin sends another ball in. Hannah Blake, outstanding freshman from Auckland, New Zealand, actually. So, definitely far from here, but definitely as she is a freshman starting, obviously Coach Jennifer Klein sees the potential and is looking to get her some more minutes, especially as she continues her tenure here at the University of Michigan and for Wolverines soccer.
Yeah, there's a handful of international players for the Wolverines. They got 2 players from Canada as well as Blake from New Zealand.
Wolverines throw in here.
It's 0-0 with 39 minutes remaining in the first half.
Wolverines maintaining possession, looking to switch the field here. Again, we see Aaliyah Martin kind of just commanding this whole offense and defense. It's just very impressive by the junior. Faith Harper sends the ball down to Riviera on the overlap, I believe, but the ball goes out of play. I think it's actually going to be Wolverines' ball here. Oh, it's going to be a corner kick, my mistake. Great opportunity for the Wolverines here. Let's see what they try to set up.
This is the first corner kick for either team in the game.
Strategakis is there as support for the short corner. Do not currently know who's sending it in, but the ball is sent in long. Let's see if the Wolverines can get ahead on it. Nothing comes of that corner, but the Wolverines do maintain possession and get a throw in for Jade Riviera.
Hopefully they could make something of this.
Looks like we have a whistle from the referee here, and I believe the call was offsides. So it's going to be Maryland free kick here. Hopefully looking to establish anything, as the Wolverines have pretty much dominated all possession.
Yeah, that's the second offsides of the game for the Wolverines. That's not necessarily a bad sign. Maryland hasn't even had the opportunity to be offsides.
Yeah, just shows that they're playing aggressive and really looking to get out there and score a goal. Just need to watch their line a little bit better. The ball's played back here to Beal.
This is the first time Beal's actually even touching it, which is another good sign for the Wolverines.
Yeah, not a lot of offensive pressure here for the Terrapins, as the defensive line for the Wolverines has pretty much just been able to play at the back, as the ball is sent down the wing here to Hawkinson, sophomore, out of Maple Grove, Minnesota. Nothing comes of it as the Terrapins now have a throw in. Won by Riviera. Seeley cuts in, looking to find Hannah Blake. Hannah Blake on the ball. Oh, and nothing comes of that attack. Good to see the Wolverines continuing to apply the pressure for Maryland's back line. Hopefully they can get a goal out of here eventually.
Yeah, just keep on going the pressure. It's tough to keep that up for 90 minutes defensive-wise. So one of these times, Michigan's going to break through.
Maryland maintains possession at the back, looking to get something going. Playing a bit more with their midfielders now, as before they were kind of just sending the ball long. Number 7, Alyssa Porch, seems to be taking over a little bit in the midfield. There's a potential mistake here by the back line, is luckily recovered, and the Terrapins continue to maintain possession. Still passing it around the back, as don't seem to get anything offensively in the upper third, as they have lost it there, and Faith Harper wins the ball. Potential for counterattack here for the Wolverines, through, and 1-0. What a goal from Nikki Hernandez, the junior out of Naperville, Illinois. Great win for the Wolverines there as they won the ball, counterattack, and a beautiful through ball. Still trying to see who they credit the assist to, but it was a beautiful through ball right down the middle, and Nikki Hernandez slotted it in the bottom left corner. Strategakis is going to get credited with the assist here. Great for the junior out of Ontario. Great pass.
That was a beautiful pass. It got right between, threaded through 3 Terrapin defenders perfectly, so Hernandez could place it in.
That was a great way to start the game for the Lady Wolverines, especially here on senior night.
Yeah, so 9 minutes, 7 seconds into the game, Michigan takes an early 1-0 lead.
And that is not good for Maryland, as they have shown no signs of offensive life, and now they're going to have to dig themselves out of a hole if they want to come back in this one.
Yeah, for Maryland, this game doesn't have too much on the line for them. They've locked in their 6th seed in the Big Ten. But for Michigan, this could potentially put them in the 2nd, and they could overtake Rutgers, depending on what happens in the Rutgers game today.
Not much on the line for Maryland, but they would still like to get a win going
absolutely.
into Big Ten play, help with momentum and confidence. But unfortunately, they find themselves in a one goal deficit. Sorry about that. Looking to establish anything as they have a throw in here, but goes out, and Michigan is going to get the ball back. Leah Martin from the back. Again, seeing her just showing absolute poise on the ball. Strong leader of this team as the Wolverines win the ball again here in the final third. Looking through is Seeley, swings the ball over. Sydney Shepard. There's a bit of a fight here on the ball. Hawkinson seems to come out with it, plays it back to Riviera. A little bit of 1-2 play, but Maryland's on that, and they win possession again and looking to establish anything here. A little bit of a counter going on for the Terrapins. It is lost in the middle, though, by Days, and Aaliyah Martin comes up with it. Playing down the wing again is Nikki Hernandez, the goal scorer. Nothing comes of that attack, though, as the Terrapins, once again, win possession. Looking to keep it this time.
Can't seem to hang on. Michigan regains possession. And you're absolutely right about the lack of pressure offensively. Maryland playing very conservatively on defense and offense. Not really willing to make a move, which isn't quite what I would recommend if I were the head coach. But let's see how it plays out.
Additionally, every time Maryland seems to get close to their middle third, their attacks kind of sputter and they don't even get the ball in the final third. Fortunate for Michigan.
Yeah, the goalie hasn't even only touched it once, Beal, for Michigan. Not a good sign for the Terrapins.
And a shot there by the left winger. Ooh, try to see the name, sorry. I believe that is, actually I believe it was the left back, Samantha DeVecchi. Just a little bit of a cut in, trying to see if she can rip one from about 30 yards out. Not the best offensive strategy, but still good to just keep shooting on goal, especially with this 1-0 lead here. Terrapins have possession here. Lose it again as Seeley has it in the middle, trying to get something. Michigan's in this final third. Played through to Hawkinson, but just a little bit too much on that ball. However, the Wolverines do maintain possession as Martin has it at the back again. Playing down this left wing has been incredibly dangerous for the Wolverines as most of their attacks have spawned from that area. Seem to put a lot of pressure on the Terrapins from the wing positions, especially with the overlap with the fullbacks. Ball out here. Michigan maintains possession with the throw-in. Hannah Blake wins the ball, passes it back to Faith Harper as the Wolverines continue to maintain possession here. Pretty much a general trend all game as the Terrapins have not had the ball for much of this game. Hawkinson has the ball here in the middle, top of the box. Strategakis takes it out and plays it back. Smart play there. Ball is sent into the middle, looking to find Hawkinson, but nothing there, and the Terrapins get the ball back, looking to find something. However, it is just sent forward. Easy for Martin there as they play it back to Beal, and they are ready for the Wolverines to build back up from the back.
Yeah, that's like only the third time it's gone to the back third for Michigan. Maryland cannot seem to push it through today. When they attempt to make a drive on offense, they just can't seem to connect. Quickly sputters out.
They have gotten better at maintaining possession in the back, as a mistake there for the Terrapins actually causes it a throw-in for the Wolverines. They were moving the ball a little bit better there, but obviously mistakes can happen, and the Wolverines maintain possession again. Sydney Shepard on the ball at the back. Looking to find Riviera on the right wing here. Riviera continues to maintain possession. Great for her to win the ball back there, as that could have been stressful for the Wolverines. But they maintain possession, and Martin is on the ball again, looking down that left wing. Nothing there, but still some movement in the midfield as Martin sends the ball and out of bounds. Looking for DeVecchi there, the junior out of Orinda, California. So another Californian there, and throw in for Maryland here.
Yeah, with just under 30 minutes remaining in the first half, Michigan retains their 1-0 lead.
Ball sent out of play by Maryland. It's going to be another throw in for the Wolverines as Hannah Blake comes up and receives it. Looking for something. You see her very dominant in that 10 role, coming up and just trying to create something for the Wolverines. Done a great job today as Martin sends the ball a little bit too far for Hawkinson as the keeper, Andy Wink, or actually that is Aaron Seppi for the Terrapins. Gets the ball here, now he's going to send it long. Hopefully they could get the ball down at the Terrapin third, but the header is won by Sydney Shepard. Brooke Seeley trying to win the ball there, but is won by the Terrapins as they send another ball forward, looking for Days. You can see pretty much their offensive strategy has been to look for Michaela Days, the forward. Unfortunately, nothing coming of it there, as they're going to need a bit more support. She's going to need a bit more support if they want any sort of attack to establish. As a foul on the Terrapins there gives the Wolverines possession.
Yeah, I do like, it seems like they're playing a bit more aggressively. The Terrapins are playing more aggressively on both sides of the ball, though, which I like to see.
Great ball there from Aaliyah Martin. Looking for Strategakis on the wing. Ball is sent in by Hannah Blake. Deflected, back out. Hawkinson has another wing, plays the ball in, and there it is. Another goal for the Lady Wolverines. Hawkinson played the ball in to Brooke Seeley, the midfielder, coming in and getting herself a goal. 2-0 here for the Wolverines, and it does not look good for Maryland at the 27th minute mark in the first half.
Yeah, absolutely. 2-0 this early in a game. That's just incredible. Only 17 minutes into the first half, and for Michigan to take a 2-0 lead, this is going to be really tough to come back from.
I'll tell you, that play all started from Aaliyah Martin at the back as she played a beautiful ball down to Nikki Hernandez, I said Hannah Blake originally, who was able to whip the ball in and eventually led to the goal. But just great play here for the Wolverines, playing as a team, and it is showing.
Yeah, only 3 shots on goal for Michigan, and 2 of them have gone in.
That's definitely some efficiency in the offensive third.
Yeah, on the season they have a .506 shot on goal percentage, but just today it's even higher than that. It's at .667.
Definitely some good-looking statistics there for the Wolverines.
No doubt.
Wolverines maintain possession here with Brooke Seeley. Just confidently playing it around the back, just looking for anything. Now with a 2-goal lead. Very good here for the Wolverines, although they do say a 2-goal lead is the most dangerous lead in soccer. So, wow. A shot there ripped by Riviera. That ball was spinning very cool in the air. The knuckleball looking for that top right corner. Would have been a wonderful goal. Just outside, though, and it is a goal kick for the Terrapins.
Terrapins goalie is she's been working quite a lot today, getting a workout in. Lots of movement, lots of kicks, lots of defense.
Definitely. Her back leg has not been helping her out that much in her defense. But it would be great for the Terrapins if Seppi started stepping up and making some saves here.
Yeah.
Another long ball there for the Terrapins. Goes nowhere as Hillary Beal picks it up at the back. Finds Martin, and here we go again for the build-up play of the Wolverines that has been working for them all day.
It seems like most of their possessions follow a similar pattern. Maryland boots it, and Michigan's defense stops it. They pass it up to midfield, dribble, maybe a few crosses at midfield, and then they finally try to push one through in the forwards, and so far that's worked well for Michigan.
And another shot there by the Wolverines. That was Nikki Hernandez, I believe, who already has one on the day, looking for another.
Yep, Hernandez has, that's her second shot on goal, and one of them went in so far. Her first one did. Looks like there's a foul. Let's see. Looks like foul on Michigan. That's what it's called. 2 players hit the ground.
Maryland free kick at the back. Looking for anything right now, as a 2-0 deficit is not a place you want to be with 24 minutes left in the first half.
Yeah, far from it.
Saw a little bit of combinations there in the offensive third by Maryland. However, the defense of Michigan has just been on it today. Not that much that they've had to work at, but still, when the ball has been there, they have won it, especially with Aaliyah Martin playing so well today.
Nikki Hernandez just had a beautiful cross right there, without even breaking stride, just distributed it out to Brooke Seeley, and I would not have been surprised if that may have led to a shot. Yes, it was a great cross.
Mistake from the Wolverines, give a Maryland throw-in. However, they do win it back, and Strategakis here is dribbling down the left wing, tries to get it in to Hannah Blake, except nothing there, and Maryland clears it out of play. Wolverines throw-in. Finds Seeley on the throw-in. Playing a bit of a holding midfielder role there today. So you can see her kind of commanding the offense just from the back. Very impressive from Seeley, who also has a goal on the day. So clearly, as much as she's controlling it, partly from the back in the midfield, she's definitely attacking and getting up there. Maryland has it here. Looking for someone to get open. Plays it out to the fullback. So you can see here the Wolverines have eased off the pressure a little bit in the offensive third as they are kind of just riding out this 2-goal lead. Obviously they'll be looking to get some more goals here, but no need for that much pressure on the Maryland back line. Questionable pass there from Sydney Shepard as looking for Hawkinson. Unfortunately, the ball goes out of play. It's going to be a
Michigan throw-in, I believe. Is that number 2, Riviere?
It is Riviere. Riviere with the throw-in here. Finds Stratigakis coming across. Nicky Hernandez, and ball goes out of play. Hawkinson was looking for a little combination there with Nicky Hernandez. Still Wolverines' ball as it seemed to be deflected by a Terrapin player, and now they are looking for anything else. They're looking for something more here.
Yeah, Michigan brings it back to the goalie, trying to reposition.
See the confidence of Aaliyah Martin as she pretty much just ran all the way up to the Michigan offensive third there, playing center back. Just knows her team is going to be able to attack and not really worried about the offense of Maryland, so she is just freely running up the pitch. Corner here for the Wolverines. As Stratigakis comes over, maybe for the support of the short corner, but it looks like they are going to send the ball in.
Yeah, so far this is the second corner kick of the game for the Wolverines.
Ball whipped in, punched out by the Maryland keeper, but it looks like there were some deflections, and it's going to be another corner for the Wolverines.
Yeah, like I believe 3 or 4 different heads went up for that one.
Yeah.
So basically a redo of that same play. 20 minutes left in the first half. Michigan is up 2-0 against Maryland.
Ball played in again, punched out by the keeper again, who this time holds on to it. And as she pushes her players up the field, Maryland is looking for any form of attack here, or just the ability to keep possession, as Michigan has dominated possession so far today.
Yeah, that's a bit of an understatement. They have almost all of the possession has been controlled by Michigan. Even when they don't have the ball, it appears that they are in control.
Yeah. It's also in part due to the pressure that they're putting on the Maryland back line. I know I said earlier that they've stepped off a bit, but it was probably just them catching their breath as they're putting that pressure right back on, making it almost impossible for the Terrapin back line to do anything. Playing it around the back here, the Wolverines. Aaliyah Martin surveying the field, looking for anything, finds Stratigakis in the middle. Great ball as she turns, trying to play, looked to be Hannah Blake through there, but nothing going as it ends up in the hands of the keeper, Aaron Seppi. Days and Martin fighting for the ball there after the goalkeeper kick. It's going to be a throw-in in the offensive third for Maryland. Should try to establish something here. It's a whistle by the referee for a ball on the pitch.
On the first throw-in, they went back, but it looks like Maryland's going to push ahead now. Does not seem to pay off for them. It goes right out of bounds, and Michigan's going to get a throw-in.
Entering the game for Michigan is number 11, Lily Farkas.
We have a substitution.
This is number 8, Sarah Stratigakis.
Lily Farkas, freshman out of Kansas City, Missouri. See a lot of freshmen on the pitch today. Clearly, Klein has confidence in her freshman class to perform, and they are performing here today. Strategakis comes off the pitch. She's a junior, though, so she'll be back here next year. Hopefully we'll see more senior substitutions, especially as the Wolverines now have a 2-0 lead. Maryland has the ball at the back. Looking for anything here. As the freshman Lily Farkas that came on the pitch recently won the ball there, but unfortunately it looks like she's going to be penalized, and it's going to be a free kick for the Terrapins.
And that's the third foul committed by Michigan so far. Only one committed by Maryland this afternoon. Michigan leads 2-0, 17 minutes left in the first half.
Free kick here, played in by the Terrapins, cleared out by the Wolverines. Blake comes all the way back from the offensive third to try to win that ball in the air. Comes down hard, but looks like the Wolverines are going to get possession here. Hawkinson on the ball, dribbling down that right wing, looking for Lily Farkas, but nothing there as the ball is played back to the Terrapin keeper, Aaron Seppi. Again, the offensive strategy of the Terrapins just seems to be send the ball forward to Michaela Days. Obviously it's not working, but they clearly have some trust in Michaela Days to get the job done here and maybe break one loose and score. However, she's pretty much been shadowed by Aaliyah Martin and Sydney Shepard all day, making her time to get any sort of offensive life for the Terrapins very challenging. As Hannah Blake here comes out for the Wolverines, and number 14, Daniela Wolf, enters into the game.
Another freshman, too, out of West Bloomfield, Michigan.
A lot of freshmen on the pitch here. Good for the future of the Wolverines.
Absolutely, and you mentioned they have a pretty good recruiting class, and I'm excited they finished third this year in the Big Ten. Imagine retaining these freshmen, retaining a few juniors as well, and this recruiting class. Imagine how they'll be next season.
Yeah, it's definitely a bright future here for the Wolverines. Already ranked 16th in the country, which is pretty impressive. As a foul there is committed by the Terrapins on Nikki Hernandez, the goal scorer today, and it's going to be a free kick for the Wolverines.
A second free kick of the day for Michigan. This one's just on the other side of midfield. And they drive it up, an instant shot on goal and saved by the goalie for Maryland. Pretty interesting to see them go straight for goal like that, maybe trying to catch Maryland sleeping.
This just shows the continued aggressive play from the Wolverines. Especially now with this 2-0 lead, they're free to play as they want and go for goal at pretty much any opportunity. As Farkas was calling for a ball there, but Daniela Wolf could not get it to her. Fortunately, it still is a throw-in for the Wolverines. A little bit of push there, but it seems that Maryland wins the ball, and now they send it down to Days, who has a one-on-one opportunity against Shepard. Tries to find number 16, Lauren Sefik, running down the wing, but unfortunately for the Terrapins, it is won by the Wolverines, and again, they are going to build up from the back here with their midfielder, Brooke Seeley.
Just under 15 minutes remaining in the third quarter, or what am I saying, first half, and Michigan is up 2-0 against Maryland. Definitely trying to retain this lead. You mentioned 2-0 is like one of the worst scores leads to have in soccer just because of that complacency. But so far, Michigan, they've had this lead for almost 15 minutes now, and I don't see any sign of complacency.
Yeah. And substitution here for the Wolverines. Skylar Anderson comes in for the goal scorer, Brooke Seeley. Looks like she's playing a left back role here, so it could be a formation switch for the Wolverines as the ball is played out wide to Riviera on the right wing. Nothing made of it there, but yeah, I believe that there is a formation switch. Can't seem to figure it out yet, but maybe Klein is trying to try out something new and now that she sees her team dominating.
Yeah, you have 12 and a half minutes remaining plus stoppage time. If I'm Maryland, I'm going to try and get at least 1 point on the goal going into the locker room at half. I'm intrigued to see what Maryland maybe changes, what the head coach, Ray Leon, what alterations he makes at halftime.
I was right about the formation switch. DeVecchi is now slotting into that holding mid position. It looks like the Wolverines are playing a 4-2-3-1 with Farkas playing right behind Daniel Wolf, trying to look for maybe a center attacking mid or a central forward mid right behind the head striker. The Wolverines win ball here. Played up to Wolf. Played back, and the Wolverines are comfortably maintaining possession here as a shot is ripped by Lily Farkas from very far out. Nothing comes of it, and the Terrapins win the ball here at the back. Wolverines still applying the pressure, but the Terrapins are going to go ahead and send the ball forward, and that one is going to go out of play. Another throw in here for the Wolverines.
Yeah, it seemed at the beginning of the game the Terrapins got a lot of throw-ins. Looks like that tide has turned. Most of them, at least in the last 10 minutes, have gone to Michigan.
Big throw in there from the newly substituted Skylar Anderson, the sophomore out of Boulder, Colorado. So again, we see the diversity of states and countries here on the Michigan Wolverines team. Farkas trying to win the ball in the middle and does, turns, looking for something, tries to play the ball. No, just maintains possession there, and unfortunately it is lost, but deflected out by the Terrapins, giving the Wolverines another throw-in. Throw in there, just chucked into a Maryland's Terrapin player. Goes out again for another throw-in.
Yeah, at least it advanced down the field
a
few
bit.
feet.
Wolverines on the ball here, trying to find something. It was Wolf trying to send the ball in, looking for a cross, probably to Hawkinson. Luckily, the Wolverines maintain possession as Faith Harper seems to lose the ball, but luckily the deflection goes to Lily Farkas. After some deflection, the Terrapins end up with the ball here, trying to send it forward again. Nothing there as Aaliyah Martin with a wonderful header. Ball ends up to Hawkinson, trying to go down that wing. Looking for a through ball there to Daniela Wolf, but unfortunately it was a little bit short there, and the Terrapins now have possession.
Yeah, if I'm Maryland's coach, if I'm Ray Leon, I would be really concerned. We're 35 minutes into the game, and I don't have a single shot on goal. Like, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yeah.
Obviously, this isn't by choice. I'm sure he would love to have as many shots on goal, but I would want to change something up if I were him.
What do you think the halftime talk is here for the Terrapins at halftime?
I'd be curious if they decide to retake another formation. Right now, it looks like what they have going for them isn't really working. Trying to send a through ball to like a Win or maybe Day, Days, and they just can't seem to make anything happen to that strategy.
Looks like there's going to be an injury timeout here by the referee. So medical staff comes on the field, trying to see a number here.
That's number
on who is down.
9 of Flippins. defender for Maryland. She is on the ground right now, and the medical staff is on the pitch.
Both teams seem to be huddling up during this timeout, probably talking about maybe different strategies. For the Wolverines, it seems to be just continue to do what they're doing. Played an excellent game so far with 2 early goals and have comfortably been able to sit back and move the ball effectively.
Yeah, I would not, don't fix what's not broken for Michigan. For Maryland, on the other hand, I would definitely advise just changing something up, because what they have it's not working for them. Just all these long boots, hoping that it somehow connects. I don't think it's the way to go against this Michigan defense. It may have worked in the past against some other opponents. They're coming off a 2-1 win against Purdue. So maybe against Purdue it worked, but this Michigan defense isn't giving them any ground.
And as Flippins goes off the field, Sydney Stayer, the junior midfielder, is going to come in. Seems to be a lot of confusion here and waving their hands in the Maryland huddle during that injury timeout. So maybe we see a lack of communication from the Terrapins, as we probably need some form of effective communication to establish any sort of offense.
Yep, Michigan has a 2-0 lead with 8.5 minutes remaining in the first half. And definitely a good way to start this senior day.
Definitely, as Hawkinson, one of the assisters of today, comes off the field for number 23, Sammy Atterbury. So she's going to be slotting into that right wing role, hopefully to do some damage, as Hawkinson was playing extremely well, going up and down the pitch, cutting in and sending some crosses. Terrapins have the ball here, trying to find anything as another ball is sent in the middle. Rare mistake there from Malia Martin, as Nikki Hernandez was wide open. Of course, unfortunately, the ball was played a little bit too long, but it looks like it's going to be I thought that was a corner, but the referee has awarded Michigan with a goal kick with 7 minutes here, 7:47 here left in the first half.
And it's going to be goal kick for Michigan. I believe this is the first goal kick allowed by Maryland.
Unfortunate there for the Terrapins, as I did think that was a corner, which would have been a great thing to maybe spark anything, any sort of life in this offense. Unfortunately for the Terrapins, it was elected as a goal kick, and now the Wolverines are moving the ball again at the back.
And looks like we have a Maryland substitution. We got Kozlowski for Porch coming in, trying to maybe change something up with 7 minutes remaining in the first half.
Seems to be a little bit more pressure here from the Maryland forwards on the Michigan back line. Fortunately for the Wolverines, they're handling it very well. And a foul is called there on Terrapins. Riviera given a free kick at the back. Passes it off to Sydney Shepard, who, looking for something short, finds number 31, Faith Harper, in the middle, and the ball is swung out to Aaliyah Martin, who is probably going to establish on that side of the field. However, they come back to the right side of the field, back to Riviera, who's been great in that right fullback position. Doing very well, just connecting many passes here. As we have Farkas on the ball, finds DeVecchi in the middle, plays it out wide on the overlap run to number 5, Skylar Anderson, has the ball in the corner there, whips it across, flicked on, and header just over for Daniela Wolf. Great play by the Wolverines there, and good to get a cross in. Unfortunately, it was a tough header for Wolf, and the ball goes just over the bar.
Yeah, and with that, a bit over 5 minutes remaining in the first half. Score remains 2-0 as it has been for the past 20 minutes.
Yeah, Michigan jumped out with 2 early goals, but ever since then, they've still obviously been dominating play, but no goals after that goal from Brooke Seeley. Throw in for Maryland here.
Out of bounds and a second throw.
Another throw in here. Guess that's one way to move up the pitch.
Yeah. Probably not the most time efficient, but
controlled here by Maryland. Again with the kind of the long ball forward, easily collected by Sydney Shepard. Michigan has the ball here. Foul called here against Wolf. She did very well to fight off the Maryland defender to the point of winning a free kick. Martin's going to be on the ball here.
That's the 5th foul committed by Maryland this game. It's not even...
Martin sends the ball in off the free kick. No one there, and it is easily collected by Aaron Seppi.
Yeah, I don't quite know who that was intended. Maybe looking for a cut from number 23, Adderby.
Wolverines have the ball here. Farkas dribbling confidently in the middle of the field, cuts it onto her right foot, trying to find Wolf, but is collected by the Terrapin defenders, and looks like it's going to be a foul called actually. Maybe some after the ball was played shoving there by Farkas. As the Terrapins have a free kick at the back. Played quickly across to the other center back. Again, we see a lot of movement on this back line playing the ball, but eventually it just turns into about 3 or 4 passes in the back line, and then a through ball all the way up that is easily collected by the Michigan defenders.
Yeah, if I'm Maryland, I'd try to string together a few passes rather than going for this deep through ball.
Yeah.
Maybe get some. Michigan has been so successful with these crosses, a lot of these crossing passes. I think Maryland could maybe see some success as well if they try to do some of that.
That's on the midfield though, is if the defenders are sending the ball forward every time, it usually means the midfielders aren't coming back or finding space. So definitely going to need to talk about that at the halftime.
Yeah, just over 2 minutes remaining plus stoppage time in this first half.
Michigan has the ball in the middle here. Won by the Terrapins. Looking for something here. Nice little ball in there to the middle. Find Kaylee Kozlowski. But unfortunately for the Terrapins, a foul was called, and the Wolverines now have a free kick at the back.
That's the 6th foul of the afternoon for Maryland. Not a great sign in the first half.
Wolverines playing the ball down the left wing here. Nikki Hernandez trying to find something, but just ends up playing the ball back to Martin. So the Wolverines are looking to get out of this wonderful first half and get into halftime. Unless they get another goal here, but Wolf's ball through to Anderson is deflected out of the air. Wolverines still maintain possession here as Farkas again looking for Anderson down that right wing. Atterbury, excuse me. Ball won again there by Leah Martin. Played back to Beal. So the Wolverines are confidently moving it here around the back. Again, we see a lot of space for the Michigan midfielders, which has been contributed so well to their offensive attack. Additionally, we see Farkas coming up and receiving the ball a lot, which gives a lot of space down the wing, which leads to a lot more of these crosses. There's an overlap here from Riviera, trying to get a ball in there, deflected by the Maryland defender. However, it is going to be a corner for the Wolverines.
Yeah, with 20 seconds left, this might be one of the last few attempts for Michigan of the half.
Excuse me, it was a throw-in, just very deep throw-in there, as Atterbury tried to get a foot on it. And the countdown here for the first half. The Lady Wolverines are going to head into the locker room with a 2-goal lead, 15 shots for the Wolverines. Very impressive first half. Adam, what did you like best there about the Wolverines?
I really like their passing. They could make a lot out of not very much by distributing it, passing it, and not making much gains, but slowly and steadily bringing it up the pitch. That's something Maryland hasn't been able to do, and I think the scoreboard reflects deeply of that.
The 2 goal scorers in the first half of this afternoon's game were Nikki Hernandez and Brooke Seeley. So the Wolverines have a lot of good things to talk about at halftime, and I cannot say the same about the Maryland Terrapins.
Yeah, I cannot either. The teams are coming in, bundling up quickly. I would imagine it's pretty cold out there. We're lucky to be up in the booth today, but definitely fans, players, coaches, staff, all of them tightly bundled up. So we got some youth soccer coming out on the field for halftime entertainment. As I mentioned prior to the game, this has a lot on the line for Michigan. Currently, they hold the 3rd seed in the Big Ten. This is the final game of the season. Directly ahead of them, or actually tied with them, is Rutgers, but Rutgers holds the tiebreaker between the two. And they are currently playing in East Lansing. And the score is 3-2 most recently. Michigan State, they're the worst team in the Big Ten, yet they got a 2-0 lead against Rutgers, and Rutgers has been able to work their way back all in the first half.
Wow, 3-2, that's a high-scoring game.
Yeah.
Unconventionally, the Wolverines are probably going to be cheering for those Spartans, as the 2 seed would be crucial for the upcoming Big Ten tourney.
Yeah, and it's funny enough, assuming Rutgers wins, then Michigan is going to play Maryland in the first round. And because Michigan's the higher seed, it's going to be here in Ann Arbor. So we could see a rematch of this exact game.
Hopefully the exact result, too.
Yeah, hopefully, at least so far.
Yeah,
it's going to be held on November 3rd. So give the teams about a week. Third's actually exactly 1 week from today, so 7 days, cool down maybe for Maryland to debrief and come up with a different strategy.
Obviously this game's not over, but I would like to see if Maryland changes anything from this first half, or maybe even translates anything if they play again. But I've been Will Simqu. I'm going to pass it off to my partner, Evan Oesterle, and he's going to be on the call for the second half of the game. Thank you.
Yep, for those just tuning in at halftime, it's 2-0 Michigan's leading the Terrapins. Welcome, Evan, to the booth. You've been watching with us so far, but what's your thoughts on the game this afternoon?
I think Michigan did a great job of controlling the ball, especially in the midfield, and Maryland really struggled. They played a lot of long balls in, which you brought up repeatedly. They don't have enough speed, they don't have enough size up top to be able to execute on those plays, and Michigan's midfield is just overpowering them. They really haven't been able to generate anything offensively. If you're Maryland, what are you changing at halftime to try to turn this game around?
I would almost consider changing the formation a little bit. Maybe increase the amount of midfielders. You mentioned how Michigan's dominating that middle third. I would wonder if maybe pulling one of your forwards and pull it down to midfield. I'd look to make shorter, smaller passes rather than these long, deep balls. I think Michigan has seen some success with crosses that haven't really advanced the ball forward, but definitely has made space and extended these possessions that would have been ended otherwise.
Michigan had 59% of the possession. Over half of their possession was in Maryland's half of the field. Maryland just 6% in the final third. It's just as you said. They need to change their formation. They need to change something around. And interestingly, these, as you brought up in the first half as well, these teams could play again next Sunday in the Big Ten Tournament quarterfinals. If results around the conference today hold, that will be the game next Sunday.
Yep, and it would be in this very stadium too, because Michigan's the third seed, our seed in the Big Ten right now. And I guess the most recent game earlier this week, Michigan played number 21 Rutgers, and they had a devastating 0-1 loss. And currently Michigan and Rutgers are tied, but because Rutgers holds that head-to-head win, that gives them the upper seed in the division. And that's really tough because big difference. Maryland's good, and they are the 6th seed, but Indiana is the 7th seed. And if I were Michigan, I don't know who I'd rather play, but Indiana so far on the year, they are 7-7-2 compared with Maryland's 9-6-3.
The biggest thing, though, is just not being the 4 seed so that you avoid Wisconsin until the final. Because Wisconsin, number 10 Wisconsin, best team in the Big Ten, among the best in the country, and avoiding them until the final would be quite the result. Michigan lost 2-0 at Wisconsin on October 3rd. I believe that's their only multi-goal loss of the season. Everything else has been by 1 goal, mostly in overtime, save for the 1-0 regulation loss to Rutgers this week. But, Michigan has a real chance to get to the finals, assuming the results hold. They'd have the 3 seed. They'd play Maryland in Ann Arbor next Sunday, followed by a game against Rutgers.
It would be the winner of Rutgers and Indiana.
Yeah, and Rutgers would likely take that one. The one thing that's going for Rutgers is they're hosting the Big Ten tournament. It will be in Piscataway, so
really?
They will have home field advantage for that semifinal game and in theory a final game against Wisconsin if they were to beat the winner of Michigan and Maryland next week.
Yeah, that could be crucial. People discount the home field advantage, but just to not only have your fans come out and support you, but also be able to practice on your own facilities,
not have to travel.
Yeah, not have to travel. Stay in your dorm the night before the game. That's, I would imagine, is a big consideration. Penn State is the 4th seed, so they will likely play Iowa in the quarterfinals, and then the winner of that goes on against Wisconsin and Northwestern. Very likely that Wisconsin takes that one. They are 8-0-1.
Massive upset for Wisconsin not to be in the finals, and it would really be a surprise for it not to be against Rutgers or Michigan.
Yeah, I would agree. Penn State is 4th, and they began the season really well, but Michigan was able to beat them. They played in Happy Valley on the 19th of September, and they got a 1-0 win from that.
Probably going to turn out to be a crucial game, assuming that the Rutgers result holds and Michigan ends up in 3rd by just a point over Penn State. That's going to be a crucial game.
Absolutely. And especially for the rest of this game, if I'm Michigan, I'm just looking to hold. It is senior day. I don't know if that is any consideration for Jennifer Klein on which player she plays, but so far her strategy seems to be working quite well. If I'm her, I would not really change much at halftime, not make many adjustments.
No, Michigan controlling the game. Maryland has not yet gotten a shot, much less a shot on goal. Michigan with 5 shots. 3 of those have been on target. They've had 3 corners, none of them resulting in a goal. Been offside 3 times. Maryland, no corners. For Maryland, Aaron Seppi has 1 save on 3 shots on goal. Hillary Beals had a pretty relaxing afternoon so far. We'll see if Maryland challenges her at all in the second half, but so far she's just picked up long balls that have rolled past the defense. No real pressure, no corners, not much of anything for Maryland offensively.
Yeah, that's a complete understatement. It's so disappointing to go at halftime without any shots on goal. And I think that it's not stemming from the forwards and strikers. I think it's more the midfielders who can't distribute it effectively without Michigan stopping them or quickly regaining possession.
Yeah, yep, and I think that's also evidenced by the lack of possession in the final third for Maryland. They just haven't been able to move the ball upfield, and they've resorted to those long balls time and time and time again, and they've been turnovers more often than not.
Yeah, I'm intrigued to see which players are really going to shine in this second half. We've seen quite a lot from junior Nikki Hernandez out of Illinois. She actually scored early. She scored the first goal, and she's had some good passing and some good crosses. So I'm excited to see what she could make in the second half.
Hernandez's fourth goal of the year came off of an assist from Sarah Strategis, and then Brooke Seeley scored the second goal to put Michigan up 2-0. They are in control of this game on their senior day, about 5 minutes until kick off the second half here in Ann Arbor. Michigan volleyball also playing over at Cliff Keene. Michigan football got a big win last night over Notre Dame. It was a torrential downpour for most of the first half. It did finally stop raining in the second half, but Michigan ended up beating Notre Dame 45-14.
Yeah, I assure you, no Michigan fans were complaining about yesterday's game.
Nope.
I think even the most optimistic among us would not have foreseen that result.
No, I think the result, it wasn't a surprise to everybody, but the margin of victory certainly was, and this game could turn out similarly depending on whether or not Maryland makes some adjustments. It could get out of hand in the second half the way that things are trending in the first half.
Okay, and we have an update from East Lansing. Going into half, Michigan State is trailing 3-2 against Rutgers. Not a good sign for the Wolverines. I know it's tough for Michigan to root in favor of of Michigan State, but I think in this one they let it slide. It's even tougher looking at how this game has progressed. Michigan State took an early 2-0 lead and then surrendered 3 unanswered goals.
Not exactly how you want to finish out a half, giving up 3 straight goals, but the Spartans will have a chance to answer back in the second half. Certainly, Rutgers and Michigan come in tied today.
Yep, so tied today, assuming Michigan could hang on against Maryland. Rutgers is going to have to win. Even a tie would not hold their position. So Michigan is definitely doing their part, what's in their control, but unfortunately, due to Thursday's loss against Rutgers, they don't control their own destiny for the second seed.
We will keep you updated on the Michigan State-Rutgers game throughout the second half. Obviously, critical to Michigan's seeding in the Big Ten tournament, whether they'll be the 2 seed or the 3 seed, depending on whether or not Rutgers can hold on against the Spartans.
Yeah, so far, Michigan's only losses in conference have been against the 1 seed Wisconsin and the current 2 seed Rutgers. Definitely a good position going into the tournament. I wonder if they end up rematching Rutgers, if they're going to have a chip on their shoulder from that. I'm sure if they play Wisconsin, they're going to go in as an underdog. And for some players, that's a good mentality boost, especially for the fans as well. Beyond the Big Ten tournament, there's also the NCAA tournament. I'm not quite sure on Michigan's prospects for that, but that begins on November 15th if they make it. I believe if they win the Big Ten tournament, they get an automatic
guaranteed a spot.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're fighting for an at-large bid.
And as 16th in the nation, I don't think that at-large bid would be super unheard of.
Not out of the question.
But it definitely depends on how Michigan does in this tournament. If they make it to the finals and lose in a close one to Wisconsin, that would be different than maybe an upset loss against Maryland in the quarterfinals, or even a tough loss again against Rutgers in the semis. So definitely a lot of playoff implications on this one. For those just tuning in, about to begin the second half, Michigan has a 2-0 lead against Maryland, and it's a nice day weather-wise in Ann Arbor. A bit chilly, but certainly better than last night. I'm sure everyone in the crowd can agree with that. And speaking of crowd, there's a pretty big turnout today. I'm sure a lot of fans want to support the seniors.
It is a good crowd here, for sure. So there are 33 at-large teams in the women's soccer NCAA tournament, so it feels overwhelmingly likely that Michigan would qualify regardless of their outcome in the Big Ten tournament. Coming out for the Wolverines, Hillary Beal will still be in goal. Hannah Blake coming back out. Brooke Seeley. Alia Martin.
Yeah, so it looks like keeping Beal at goal. I don't see any reason why to change that. She's had the easiest half.
Sammy Atterbury coming back out. She finished the first half for the Wolverines. Sarah Strategas. She played 27 minutes of the first half. Lily Farkas is back out there. Sydney Shepard is back out there. Maryland's getting ready to kick off the second half.
Yeah, Michigan, the players look really hyped. The fans are super hyped. Let's see if they can retain this lead in the second half.
Kozlowski sends it back, and right away it's a long ball for the Terrapins. Michigan handles that one with ease. Playing down the sideline right away. Michigan moving up the field quickly now. Through ball in. Not going to get there. Strategist made the run. It'll be a Michigan throw-in.
And already, even though Maryland began the half with the opening kick, Michigan seems to quickly take possession and control.
Riviere looking to throw it in. Throws it into the box, but it's played out by Maryland and cleared just short of midfield. I mean, another Michigan throw-in. Riviere will throw it in again.
And yeah, Michigan trying to make something happen, but taking it slow. At this point, if I am head coach Jennifer Klein, I'd implement a pretty conservative defense and offense, just try to retain this lead. Point differential, that's only a tiebreaker in the Big Ten. Doesn't look like it's going to be relevant, so just finishing this game healthy. Obviously, more points would be nice, though.
Hannah Blake here on the run. Gets to the box and loses it. Hawkinson gets it back, though. Dribbling into the corner, going to try to put a ball in. And just taps it off the Maryland defender. Tried to win a corner, but it will be cleared out of bounds, so it'll be another throw-in for the Wolverines.
Yeah, 3 straight throw-ins to begin this half for Michigan. I don't think Michigan is doing anything to draw those. I think Maryland is just being tight on defense.
Riviere plays it up.
Looks like just barely goes out of bounds.
Yep, Maryland throwing now back on the sideline.
This is Maryland's first possession since that opening kick, and it's already 3 minutes into the half.
Deep in their own third. Pressure from the Wolverines. Hawkinson, Blake, Strategas, they force a turnover. Harper comes up with it. Strategist. Now she turns it over. Maryland plays the ball up. Easily handled by Alia Martin, but now it's back the other way. Sydney Shepard's going to play it back to Hannah Beal. Michigan will reset from the back. Riviere gets it from Beal. Cuts it in the middle.
Yeah, I see Maryland, they're reverting back to these deep passes, and they simply don't have the agility and the speed to win these one-on-ones against Michigan's defenders.
Have not challenged them at all. Riviere down the sideline, trying to go one-on-one. A good touch in now. Here's Hannah Blake. Looking for help, that's Strategist. Plays it back to Faith Harper. And Alia Martin again intercepts a pass. Plays it up to Strategist. Inside, Atterbury. A good move at the top of the box. Gonna play it onto the outside. Now back to Atterbury in the box. Cuts back. Fires a shot, but into the defenders. Easy block there. Hannah Blake fighting for it. Hannah Blake comes up with it once again. Michigan controlling the ball at the beginning of the second half. Not being challenged by the long balls from Maryland.
Yeah.
Play to the outside again to Riviere. She's going to put a ball into the box and handled easily by Seppi for Maryland.
Yeah, it seemed like that cross had a bit too much height on it. Allowed the goalie to get under it for Maryland.
Sydney Shepard wins the ball at midfield. Now it's Brooke Seeley with it. Atterbury with a touch to the outside. Skylar Anderson battling down the wing. Knocked out of bounds by Drury for Maryland. It'll be another Michigan throw-in. Oh, excuse me. It's going to be a corner, I believe, for the Wolverines. Corner getting ready to be played in.
It's number 6, Seeley.
Brooke Seeley
for Michigan.
Seeley plays it in. Shepard got the touch, but they're going to call a foul on her. It'll be Maryland ball back the other way.
Maryland lucky with that call right there. That could have been dangerous for them. And 5 minutes into the second half, and it just seems like more of the first half. Same strategy, same storyline, same dominance by Michigan.
Alia Martin, a good ball played up to Hannah Blake. But a turnover now. Here comes Maryland. A long shot in. No problem for Hillary Beal, but Maryland finally gets a shot on goal. Yeah. Looks like they just decided we're going to shoot it from...
Throwing up. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yeah, about 40 yards out there. Not a problem at all for Beal. Her first save of the game. Michigan ball back the other way now.
Yeah, I do like to see them take shots. That certainly wasn't the best selection. No. I think even the Maryland head coach would recognize that.
It was Kaylee Kozlowski.
Yeah.
Hannah Blake tries to volley pass it. It's going to be Maryland back the other way now. Kozlowski again. They're going to call a foul on her from before, so she didn't get her second shot in a row off, but at least Maryland is attempting to get the ball into the box one way or another. They're not exactly high-quality looks, but they haven't had any high-quality possession.
Michigan gets possession back. Tried a through pass, but couldn't quite connect.
Nope, Alia Martin has been intercepting everything in the second half. She plays it to Shepard. Shepard to the outside to Riviere. Now she'll dribble it into the middle. Finds Brooke Seeley. Michigan moving up here quickly. To Anderson on the outside. Plays it in to Strategist. Seeley now. Good challenge from the defender, but she keeps it. Plays it back now. Michigan all in to Maryland's half. Riviere on the outside. Plays it in to Hawkinson. Hawkinson being challenged, keeps possession.
I think what this half has proven so far is that Michigan has a slight edge over Maryland, like agility-wise and speed-wise, and that makes a big difference in games like these.
It certainly does. Maryland trying to move the ball out. Played to the outside. Riviere is able to handle that, but it's going to be a Maryland. No, they're going to say a Michigan throw.
Yeah, with 52 minutes into the game, the score is 2-0. Michigan is ahead.
37 minutes to play here in Ann Arbor. If results hold both here and in East Lansing, Michigan will be the 3 seed in next week's Big Ten tournament. They'll play Maryland again in Ann Arbor if that's the case. Ball cleared out of bounds by the Terps. It'll be another Michigan throw. Quick throw into Hannah Blake. Playing on the outside. Cleared out of bounds. It'll be another throw in. Blake and Hawkinson trying to work, and it's going to be a Maryland ball, actually. They're going to say deflected off of Hannah Blake.
Yeah, let's see if they try to make a move here. The throw in instantly blocked right by Michigan. Right back to them.
Michigan with the ball. On Maryland's side, strategy tries to play a through ball. That's deflected. Shepard comes up with it. Plays it back to Alia Martin. Now Maryland's starting to press a little bit. Need to get some pressure up high. There's no way that they're going to have a build-up goal. They have to score a counterattack. Outside for Atterbury. Here comes Michigan once again. Atterbury plays it down the wing to Hannah Blake. And Blake loses possession. It'll be Maryland ball back the other way. Deflected out of bounds. It'll be a throw for Maryland.
Yeah, Michigan continues their lead 2-0. 35 minutes remaining in the game. Michigan continues to hold possession here. Certainly not getting complacent with this lead.
Number in the game for Maryland is number 10, Mia Isaac, replacing 12,
Maryland making a substitution. Bryn Drury is going to come off.
And I believe Mia Isaac's going to go in.
Her first action of the day. Maryland working the ball upfield now, but loses it. Brooke Seeley comes up with it. Harper in the middle, plays it to the outside for Riviere. They flip sides. Long ball in from Riviere, but it's going to be Maryland ball. Hannah Blake now steals it. Top of the box, Hannah Blake plays it in. Back post, but easy catch in the end for Seppi. It was a good run for Atterbury, but nothing coming of it. The punt was first touched by Wynn for Maryland, but not a good touch. Michigan gets the ball back.
Ooh, danger for Michigan.
And here comes Maryland on the fast break. Now it's Isaac just into the game, but Shepard is going to intercept the pass once again. Alia Martin back to Beal. Beal's going to send it deep. And now Michigan with a chance to counterattack.
Beautiful touch by number 6 for Michigan.
I think that was actually 8. Strategy guess
8.
Trying to find Hawkinson on the wing. Just a little bit too far. It goes out of bounds. It'll be a Maryland throw back the other way. Just over 33 and a half minutes ago. Michigan leads 2-0 here in Ann Arbor. They've controlled much of the possession. That last break that got started by Mia Isaac, who just came on for Maryland, was really their best chance of the game. Mia Isaac, a defender, but it looks like she's playing up on the right wing, actually. Long ball played out of bounds for the Terps. It'll be Michigan ball back the other way. Maryland just cannot generate anything. They cannot find any space. And it's not like Michigan's playing an overwhelmingly defensive formation. It's just their 4 defenders, the 2 center backs and the 2 outside backs have been
pretty tight, and they're proving that they're D1 athletes.
Yep.
Showing why they're on that pitch and not some people in the crowd.
Seppi sends it deep. Stolen by Faith Harper.
It's just the same story on repeat. It's like we're watching a GIF or something. Just deep pass for Maryland. Can't seem to hang on, and Michigan instantly retakes possession.
Anderson sends a bad pass, and possession goes back to Maryland. Deep in their own third. Another long ball played down the wing, looking for Wynn.
And number 5, Skylar Anderson, can't seem to hang on with that. And
Be a Maryland throw-in, I believe. It's actually going to be a free kick for Maryland. They're going to call a foul on Anderson, foul on Meredith Hawkinson on the play.
yeah, it's number 24 taking the kick, Mose.
Anissa
for
Mose.
Maryland.
Maryland's first set piece of the game, first real chance to generate something. Mose getting ready to play the ball in. Going to take the free kick, plays it in. Good ball in, but handled well by the Michigan defense. Cleared by Seeley. Hannah Blake will chase it up the field.
We had a one-on-one there. It looked like Michigan could maybe make something happen, but just couldn't get it.
They're going to call another foul now. It'll be another Maryland free kick.
Is this a direct or indirect kick? I believe it's indirect.
It's going to be Days. Maryland sending everybody up for this one, trying to generate some kind of offense. Days plays the ball errantly away. Atterbury is going to have no problem. She's going to let it go out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for Michigan. Anderson will take the throw-in. 2-0 Michigan. Ticking up to that 60-minute mark, about 30 minutes left to go. Atterbury loses the ball. Seeley wins it back now. Anderson comes up with it. Plays it ahead to Strategus. Faith Harper now to the outside for Atterbury. One by Maryland. One back by Anderson. It'll be a Maryland throw on the sideline now. Some substitutes coming in for both teams. Daniel Wolf coming in for Hannah Blake for the Wolverines. She'll be up top of the formation. And a pair of substitutes for Maryland as well.
And Wolf, she had 17 minutes in the first half.
And Sam DeVecchi also coming back in. Under 30 minutes to go of regular time.
This is definitely a positive sign for Michigan going into this postseason. To have not only a 2-0 win, but a win that's pretty confident and controlling. There were very few opportunities for Maryland.
Never really in doubt.
Oh, not at all.
Michigan moves up the field quickly, loses possession. Riviere wins it back. Plays it back to Shepard. Plays it all the way back to Beal. Michigan will reset. Maryland's starting to pressure a little bit more. Beal sends one deep. Knocked out of bounds by Days for Maryland. It'll be a Michigan throw. And another substitute coming on for the Wolverines. DeVecchi coming on for Skylar Anderson. She'll be playing at left back, likely for close to the rest of the game. Ball in. Strategus keeps it in on the sideline, cuts it back. Now she'll play it back to Martin. Martin being pressed hard, but keeps it Seeley. Wide to DeVecchi. Here's DeVecchi now. Going to have a chance to play the ball in. Sam DeVecchi plays it in and nearly scored it. It was a diving stop in the end for Seppi. I think she was trying to cross it. Not sure if she was trying to shoot, but either way, it was floating towards the goal. It's going to be a Michigan corner. Great ball from Sam DeVecchi. And now she's going to run all the way over to the other side of the field to take the corner.
Yeah, Michigan, they got two goals, 2 points in the first 17 minutes. And they haven't seen any scoring since then. So it's interesting to see a shot come so close.
DeVecchi plays a short corner in to Seeley. Now it's back to DeVecchi. Going to cross one in. It's going to go over the goal and out of bounds. So it'll be Maryland ball back the other way. Michigan's probably best chance of the second half so far was on that DeVecchi cross-turn shot.
Yeah, absolutely. And Maryland, they have seen more opportunities so far. They've had a few shots on goal, a few indirect kicks that could have made something happen. So definitely looking better than they were in the first half.
They've started to press up high, putting more pressure on these Michigan defenders, on the Michigan midfielders. The question is, can they turn it into any more chances? Their one shot on goal so far was from about 40 yards out. They have not still been able to generate any shots. Harper plays it to Seeley now as Michigan gets the ball back from the throw-in. Here's DeVecchi. DeVecchi plays it up, and it's going to be a hard foul on the sideline. Strategist went down, fouled by Adelaide Broadbent from Maryland. It'll be a Michigan free kick. DeVecchi will take it again, probably going to play one into the box here. Atterbury coming back now, might play this short.
Yeah, I'm intrigued to see whether they try and go short. There seems to be a pretty big mass, about 2/3 across the field.
Looks like DeVecchi is going to try to play it in. Good ball from DeVecchi into the box.
Perfect place ball. Michigan couldn't seem to capitalize on that. Put it in.
And another substitute coming on now for the Wolverines. Nikki Hernandez coming back on. She scored the opener for the Wolverines. She'll come on for Atterbury. Play up top on the left.
She replaces 23, Sunny Atterbury.
She's replacing Atterbury, who's had a pretty good game so far. She has had 28 minutes.
Hernandez wins a header, her first touch back in the game. Here's Strategist, plays it to Daniel Wolf. Battling with Steyer. Steyer wins the ball. Now attempted a long through ball, but Alia Martin again with the easy interception. Seeley with it to Martin, now back to Riviere. Martin plays it to the outside. Back to Riviere. Here's Hawkinson looking to start a run. Long ball in, but easily cleared away by Maryland. Now Michigan wins it back. And they will settle into their offense. Now through ball played in. Strategist just misses wide.
Beautiful through ball, but Strategist could not capitalize. It was a one-on-one with the goalie and just wide on that shot.
And she definitely knows it out there. She had a one-on-one. It was not offsides. I believe they're gonna. Yeah, it was not a corner. It's certainly a goal kick, but.
Pardon me. It was Strategakis.
Strategakis.
Who had that near goal, but very great ball movement from Michigan. Definitely promising signs that they've been able to
best
get
chance
shots like that.
Best chance of the second half for either team. Header won by Wolf. Here's Hawkinson. Nikki Hernandez plays it to the outside to DeVecchi. She's not going to get there. It's knocked out of bounds by Mose for Maryland.
And now it's 23 minutes remaining. The score remains 2-0.
Wolf wins the ball in the box. Took a shot at goal, and it's going to be an own goal.
Wow.
Maryland compounds the errors. Michigan finally puts some pressure on in the second half, and it's going to be an own goal for the Terps. Michigan goes up 3-0, 23 and a half minutes to go. And then that started with Wolf winning the ball in the box. She just tipped it up and the header backwards. A fatal error for Maryland. Likely wraps this one up for the Wolverines. 3 goals with 23 minutes. Feels insurmountable the way that this game has gone.
No doubt if this control matters. And that's rough for the Terrapins. To get an own goal like that, that's like putting salt in the wound of a 3-0 loss. Let's see if they can maybe get some points on the board in the remaining 23 minutes for Maryland.
Desperation time now for the Terps. Attempted through ball. Alia Martin has been all over those this whole half. Now Maryland really pressing forward. Just 3 in the back for the Terps and another giveaway. Seeley gives it to Hernandez. Through ball from Seeley. Wolf making the run. Sebi has to come out of the box to clear it. Seeley will control midfield. Loses it off of the touch to Isaac. if Maryland's going to play this much forward, there's a good chance Michigan's going to have a few more chances at counterattack goals. But they are in desperation mode now, are the Terps. Firmly locked in to their place as the 6th seed. They can't really
rise or fall.
Yeah.
They have 16 points in Iowa. The 5th seed has 19. So I don't think that would have been possible to surpass. And Indiana below them, the 7th seed, has 11. So even with a win today, Indiana wouldn't have been able to pass. So Maryland did not have too much on the line.
Stratigakis, a good ball in. Hawkinson just going to get there. Good defending by the Terps. Here comes Maryland back the other way. And easily blocked by Shepard. Hawkinson tried to play it into Wolf. Could not get it there. 21 and a half minutes to go. Michigan leads 3-0. Again, likely playing this Maryland team again next Sunday here in Ann Arbor. Wolf controls it. Seeley, Hernandez, one more time. Stratigakis. It is goal, Sarah Stratigakis. 4-0 Michigan.
Gets that redemption shot from that missed opportunity earlier. But I'd love to see that. Stratigakis out of Ontario, the junior, she gets her first point of the night.
A great finish by Sarah Stratigakis. Michigan goes up 4-0, 21-22 to go. She had an assist on the first goal, and she puts that one away. Great setup by the Wolverines.
How fun is that? She had on the first goal of the night, 9 minutes into the game, she had an assist to Nikki Hernandez's goal.
And Nikki Hernandez
pays it back. And that must be really nice to redeem herself out of that missed opportunity.
Yeah, she was going to be thinking about that one all week if she would get that. But just a couple minutes after she missed the one-on-one, she puts that one away. Curled it in to the back right corner. Seppi never had a chance. Just too much from the Wolverines. More pressure from Maryland now. As Martin battling. And now Maryland has their best chance of the game into the box. And it's going to be saved by Beal, cleared out by the Wolverines, but
that was dangerous.
A good chance there for Maryland. Best chance of the game as Martin lost the ball deep. Suriyaka substituted into the game for the Wolverines. She came in for Meredith Hawkinson.
Ooh, and looks like there's a handball.
Yep. Nikki Hernandez blocked a shot, but they're going to say it was with her arm. Some more substitute, not sure. The Maryland coaching staff was upset about something, talking to this ref.
Yeah.
I believe he wanted a penalty or a handball in the box on that last Maryland attack. Referee is listening, but nothing going to change here. It's going to be a Maryland free kick once we resume play. There's 20-24 to go. Michigan leads 4-0. Stratigakis scoring the most recent goal. Nikki Hernandez and Brooke Seeley scored in the first half. The fourth goal was an own goal. Daniel Wolf won the ball at the edge of the box, just chipped the ball up kind of in the general direction of the goalie. It was headed backwards into the net by the Maryland defenders.
Yeah, and I don't know what Maryland's head coach Ray Leon is asking. If I were him, I'd be pretty excited. I got a free kick right now.
Long ball played into the box, headed away by Harper Riviera, going to chase it to the outside. Plays it up to Yeka, excuse me. Maryland with another ball. Martin with the tackle. Plays it back to Devecki. Cleared out of bounds. Now it'll be a Michigan throw.
Yeah, and update from East Lansing is that it remains 3-2, Rutgers ahead. So if they could retain for the next 30 minutes of game time in that one, it looks like they will hold the second seed of the Big Ten.
Going to be a foul on Michigan. Stratigakis tried to play it up quickly to Wolf. Referee said no. Gonna play it, go back, and Michigan players will move forward. If Michigan State were to tie or win the game, Michigan would move into that 2 seed.
Assuming this game holds, but with
Yes.
a 4-0 lead.
Strategakis plays it in. Yeka with a chance, and it's just saved by Seppi. Sir Yeka has only been on the pitch 3 minutes, but just had a real shot to make it 5-0.
That would have put this game away as if it's not away already.
If 4 isn't enough with just under 19 minutes left, that was an excellent save by Seppi, her best of the day. She does have 3 saves, but her best of the day certainly on that one.
Michigan is definitely giving her a workout.
Strategakis plays it across to Riviere. Shot blocked easily. It'll be another corner for the Wolverines. And as Maryland seems to need to put the pressure on and get balls in, it's Michigan on the other end who's generating all of the chances. A couple goals in the last few minutes, a few more shots on goal. Michigan has 6 shots on goal on 11 total shots. Maryland just 1 shot on goal on 1 total shot. This is going to be Michigan's 7th corner of the game. It'll be Sam DeVecchi taking it again. Looking for goal number 5 are the Wolverines. DeVecchi plays it in. Handled easily by the Terps. Martin with it now. Michigan still challenging these Maryland defenders. Yeka, Martin. Martin's going to play it across to Harper now. They're going to switch the field. Here's Shepard. She's been in the back most of the game, but playing up now. Sealy intercepts the clear. Nikki Hernandez. Sealy playing it all the way back now to DeVecchi. Now back to Martin. Going to play it back to Beal. We tick down to 17 minutes remaining of regulation time. We've played 73 here in Ann Arbor. Michigan leads Maryland 4-0. Wolf outside for Shepard. Now it's Silly. Beautiful Hernandez, and a great slide tackle there by Days. That did look clean. Hernandez is still down.
Hernandez may be looking for a call there, but it looked pretty clean from
That
up in the
looked like
booth.
all ball from Days. She's still yelling about it.
And that was a great stop by Days. That had the potential to be a one-on-one with the goalie if she hadn't gotten in there.
Yes, it did. Riviere dribbles the ball in, as she has done so often this game, from her position as right back. Now ball played in to Wolf. Wolf going to send it to the outside for Hernandez. Just a little too far. It's going to be out of bounds for a goal kick. And a couple substitutes now.
Number 11,
Lily Farkas is going to come on for Sarah Strategakis, who scored the 4th goal. She also assisted the 1st goal for the Wolverines. Great day for her with the goal and the assist. Maryland going to take out Erin Seppi. She's had a busy day in goal. 3 saves. She has allowed 4 goals.
Yeah, Michigan has not been easy on her this afternoon.
Andy Wenk replaces her in goal for the final 15 and a half minutes. Here's DeVecchi. DeVecchi going to play back to Martin. Maryland Shepard intercepts the pass. It's going to be a Michigan throw out of bounds. It was being challenged by Michaela Days. Throw in. Harper has it to DeVecchi. Now plays it up for Farkas, who just came in. Here comes Hernandez. Farkas, long shot in. Decided to challenge the new keeper, Andy Wenk. But no challenge there. Easy catch. Wenk will send it deep. Vieri with the header controls it. Here's Silly. Yeka being challenged, going to dribble back. controls the ball, now sends it forward for Farkas. Farkas will also have to turn it back around. Back to Shepard. Shepard going to send it all the way back to Beal. Beal to Shepard. Maryland pressing forward here. Trying to maybe get one goal, salvage something out of this game.
Yeah, assuming this score holds, that would be the second largest margin of victory for Michigan the entire season. Only one larger was a 5-0 win against Marshall back in August. That was the first non-exhibition game of the season for Michigan. So it would be big they started the season off with a big shutout, and they have the potential to end the season with a big shutout, this time against a conference opponent.
Farkas controls the ball. Maybe one more chance here for the Wolverines. 13 and a half to go. Wolverines lead 4-0 over Maryland. Sydney Shepard, a long run forward, tries to play the ball through, but not going to get there. Harper plays it up. Bad pass. It's going to go back the other way for Maryland. Riviere, good challenge, but Maryland keeps it. And now it's just played away into the box. It'll be an easy play for Beal.
Looks like just trying to milk some time off the clock for the Wolverines. Really put this game away.
Beal waits for the Maryland players to run forward before she finally picks it up, rolls it out to Alia Martin. Martin will play it forward. 12 and a half minutes to play here in Ann Arbor. Wolverines still in control. Go to switch field. Here's DeVecchi battling on the outside. It'll be a Wolverines throw. Knocked out of bounds by Mia Isaac. Now thrown into Farkas with some space. Makes a move into the box. Plays it in. Just bounces off Lauren Long's foot. Lauren Long just in the game a couple minutes ago, seeing her first action of the day. And here comes Maryland now back the other way. Poach making a move to the outside, going to take a shot, and it's a wonderful tackle by Martin before she could get the shot off. Alia Martin has played an excellent game, especially in the second half. She has been outstanding. Michigan back the other way do not have numbers.
Yeah,
Wolf is going to cut it back.
That was dangerous, though, going in for that slide tackle in the box. Fortunately for Martin, that was a good tackle, and it was pretty much 100% ball, but that has a potential to maybe mess up and set up a penalty shot.
You might not do that in a 1-0 game or a 1-1 game. There's a lot more freedom when you're up 4-0.
That's a good point.
That was certainly a do or die situation. If you don't hit that perfectly, that's going to be given as a penalty.
Yeah, but credit to Martin. That was a beautiful slide tackle.
She's been playing confidently, intercepting passes, winning her one-on-ones with tackles. Ball in is going to be easily played by Beal. She'll pick it up and throw it to DeVecchi. Knocked out of bounds once again by Mia Isaac. DeVecchi will throw in for the Wolverines.
Yeah, Michigan seems they've kind of pulled their foot off the gas a little bit. Not as aggressive as we've seen in the first half and the beginning of the second half. Guess when you go up by this margin, it's kind of easy to do that.
Shepard wins the ball at midfield. Wolverines coming back the other way. It's just as you said, they're not really sending people forward offensively, just holding the ball and letting this clock run out at this point, trying not to concede any goals. And Maryland's going to make a big group substitution now. 4 players are going to come on. Michigan also making one. Sam DeVecchi is going to come off. It'll be the first action of the day for Lauren Brito.
She is a freshman from Austin, Texas.
She'll play outside back for the final 9.5 or so minutes here. Flippins came off for McNesby for the Terps as part of that big group substitution. Farkas plays it outside to Bordeaux, just into the game. Here's Bordeaux, one-on-one, plays it up to Yeka. Yeka tried to play it back to her on the 1-2, but did not work. Ball sent back. Easily handled once again by Martin.
Goes out of bounds. Yeah.
The other substitutions for the Terps, Michaela Days came off for Madison Oracion, her first action of the day. Alyssa Proch came off for Kaylee Kozlowski, and Olivia Hicks came off for Kiara Wynn. Maryland rotating in some new faces for the final few minutes here. They've got a new goalie, Andy Wendt, came on 8 minutes ago, and then some other players here rotating in for the final 15-20 minutes. We've got about 8 minutes to go at this point. It's going to be a goal kick for the Terrapins as the ball played out of bounds. Michigan leads 4-0.
Yeah, Michigan just trying to close off this game, maybe get some new players in, just stay healthy and stay strong going into the postseason. This could not have been a better way to conclude it. With 10 minutes left in the Michigan State-Rutgers game, Rutgers still leads 3-2, so unless Michigan State can pull something out at the end there, it looks like this the seeding might hold with Rutgers at number 2 and Michigan at number 3 in the conference. A big boot and the ball goes into the crowd.
Second or third time that that's happened today. It'll be a Rutgers free kick. Under 7.5 minutes to play here in regulation. As you said, it looks like Rutgers going to hold on to East Lansing. Assuming that that's the case, Michigan will play Maryland again next Sunday here in Ann Arbor in the Big Ten Tournament quarterfinals.
Yeah, looking at these quarterfinals, we got Wisconsin versus Northwestern, Rutgers versus Indiana.
Steyer plays it in. Chance for Maryland, now cuts back, blocked, and it's going to be a goal for the Terps. Finally get a shot on goal and finally convert it. Maryland gets one back. It's going to be 4-1 here, 6:47 to go. So the foul that set up the free kick was on Surayeka.
That's rough. It's still a 3-0 lead with 6 minutes remaining.
Mia Isaac, the one who finally put it away. A few different Maryland players had a touch of the ball among the scrum after the free kick was played in. No assist credited as she just kind of won the ball away. Sydney Steyer going to come off now. Kate Sweat's in for the Terps. 4-1, 6.5 minutes to go.
Yeah, as nice as it would have been to conclude this season with a shutout, I don't think the Michigan team's too disappointed with that one. They've played great all day. Definitely letting some new players get some time. So I wouldn't be too disappointed if I'm head coach Jennifer Klein.
Likely not.
Yeah. This is her second season as head coach, and she has the potential to go 13-4-1. In her 2 years as head coach, she would be 22-13-2. In total, and in conference, she'd be 13-7-2. Definitely a good record for her second-year head coach.
Came in and took over a team that finished 10th in the Big Ten in 2017. Went 9-9-2 last year, 5-5-1 in conference. Just qualified for the Big Ten tournament as the 8 seed. And a big step forward this year. They were in the 2 seed position until earlier this week, Thursday night, falling to Rutgers, but still going to be the 3 seed. A near lock to make the NCAA tournament at this point, ranked 16th nationally. May fall a spot or 2 after the loss to Rutgers, but regardless of what happens against Maryland next Sunday, and in Piscataway for the Big Ten tournament. This team is going to be playing in the NCAA tournament as part of the 64-team field. They would have to get through Wisconsin and Rutgers in the Big Ten tournament to qualify for the automatic position, but will likely be an at-large team.
Yeah, to be the third seed in such a powerhouse Big Ten conference, it would be very surprising to see them not make it as an at-large bid. Even like Penn State, the fourth seed, I would imagine they would make it as well.
Yep.
I believe they're seeded 23rd.
4.5 minutes to go. Beal plays it deep. Wolf back to Seeley. Just wrapping things up here are the Wolverines, trying not to concede in the goal. Yeka plays it all the way back to Shepard. Shepard plays it up. Pass is intercepted by the Terps. Playing it forward, but it's going to go out of bounds. No problem there.
No, yeah, great crowd, great turnout by the Wolverine fans, looking to send their team into the playoffs with a win, and bearing a miracle, it looks like that's going to happen this afternoon. But great enthusiasm from the crowd on a chilly day like it is. At least it's not raining like it was last night.
Nope.
And it's a bit cloudy, but still a pretty bright, nice day.
Long throw in from Riviere. To get all the way back to the Maryland center backs. They'll push it back forward here. Maryland trying to put one more into the back of the net here. They trail 4-1. They've only had 2 shots the entire game. Both of them have been on goal, though. Michigan, meanwhile, 12 shots, 7 on goal, 4 of them ending up in the back of the net for their 4 goals.
And big boot by Maryland, and Michigan is able to regain possession.
Here comes Yeka, going to play it to the outside for Long. Wolverines maybe have one more goal in them. Good touch by Farkas. Here comes Long. Trying to take on a couple Maryland defenders. Now she'll play it back to Yeka. Yeka plays it to Seeley. Tried to play it back to the outside to Long. It's going to be knocked out of bounds for the Wolverines. Jade Riviere at right back. Sydney Shepard and Alia Martin at center back. Hillary Beal at goalie and Faith Harper have all played the entire game. It looks like they will all finish playing the entire 90 minutes for the Wolverines. Martin knocks one up into the air. Farkas comes up with it. Tries to play it in, but it's blocked easily by the Maryland defense. For Maryland, McKay Days, midfielder, along with Alexis Hargraff, defender, Anissa Mose, defender, and Adelaide Broadbent, another defender, have played the entire game for the Terps.
Yeah, on this senior day for Michigan, only 2 seniors got in, but that just speaks more volumes about how few seniors they have on the team. Lots of freshmen and sophomores and juniors. They had senior Seeley, Brooke Seeley, and Sura Yeka, 5th-year senior, both got playing time this afternoon.
Just under a minute and a half to go. Andy Wenk will send it away on a goal kick for the Terps. Michigan leads 4-1. Wolf wins the header. It's going to go back towards the box. Wrapping up here, not too much intensity on the field.
Not at all. Just over 1 minute left on the clock.
Throw in. We are now under a minute to play. Michigan taking their time, letting this clock wind down here on Senior Day in Ann Arbor. Going to be a great win for the Wolverines.
Yeah, Yeah. And under half a minute remaining, Maryland's going to take it deep in their defensive back third in the corner. Just try to maybe bring it up with 15 seconds remaining.
Farkas steals it, dribbles it into the corner. Now dribbles it towards the box, reverses back to the corner. You've got just 5 seconds to go. And you can hear the crowd counting down 2-0. Michigan wins it on Senior Day in Ann Arbor, 4-1 over Maryland. Nikki Hernandez opened the scoring in the 9th minute with her 4th goal of the season. Brooke Silly added to it 8 minutes later before halftime. Maryland, a bad own goal to go down 3-0 in the second half, and then Sarah Strategakis made it 4-0 before Mia Isaac got one back for the Terps in the second half. It ends 4-1. Michigan 12 shots, 7 shots on goal. Maryland 2 shots, 2 shots on goal, 1 goal. Michigan had 7 corners, Maryland 0. But a great win overall for the Wolverines.
Yeah, no doubt, especially Senior Day. Senior Brooke Seeley gets her first goal of the season. That's pretty awesome for her, especially going in this playoffs. It's great to have such a dominant win like this. I'm sure Maryland is going to have to go back to the whiteboard and reformulate their plans for the rematch next Sunday. And with that, Michigan will likely have the 3rd seed in the Big Ten. The Rutgers-Michigan State game only has 2 minutes left, and Rutgers is up 3-2. So bearing some last-minute score, Michigan is probably going to take this 3rd seed of the Big Ten in the 2019 season.
Likely be back here next Sunday playing Maryland in Ann Arbor. We will have the call of that game for you before the team would potentially head to Piscataway for the rest of the Big Ten tournament. But that's going to be all from us. Alongside Adam Bressler, I'm Evan Oesterle. Will Simqu called the first half. This has been WCBN Sports calling Michigan soccer. They win 4-1 over Maryland on Senior Day in Ann Arbor. The 16th ranked Wolverines advance into the Big Ten tournament, likely as the 3 seed. That's all for us. Good night and go.